That's what I was with. For me, 15 years. 15 years. No. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Prior to our meeting beginning this evening, we do have an invocation. So I'm going to invite Reverend Jane Gaylor from the Marquardt.
Thank you. It's a privilege to be here with you. I picked this invocation. It's entitled The Mosaic That Shows Us the Face of God. A mosaic consists of thousands of little stones. Some are blue, some are green, some are yellow, some are gold. And when we bring our faces close to the mosaic, we can admire the beauty of each one of those little stones. But as we step back from it, we can see that all these little stones put together reveal to us a beautiful picture telling a story that none of the individual stones can tell on their own. This is what our life in community is about. Each of us is like that little stone, but together we can reveal the face of God to the world. Nobody can say, I make God visible, but others who see us together can say, they make God visible. Community is where humility and glory touch. And I pray for wonderful blessings on your meeting this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, it is 7 o'clock, so I'm going to call our Monday, April 1st, Common Council meeting to order. Megan, will you please take the roll?
Davis? Here. Lampy? Ward?
Here.
Bartz? Blanky? Smith? Schmid? Wetzel? Moldenhauer?
Here.
Very good. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, before we get too deep into our meeting, I just want to make mention, we do have a closed session this evening. So just for awareness for anyone who's in the audience, we'll get to a point in the agenda where I'll have you step out of the room, and then we'll invite you back in. And then I'll explain it as we get a little closer for our remote guests as well. The first item on our agenda then is the minutes of the council meeting from March 19th. Does anyone have any comments or questions on those minutes? Mr. Bartz?
Under the first ordinance there, 24-10, it looks like a typo, should be Alderman Davis. Move for adoption.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else? All right. We are now at the point for comments or suggestions from citizens present. If anyone in the room would like to comment, you can come to the microphone. Or anyone remote that would like to comment, just say as much. All right. Let's move to reports. You will have the transit minutes from November 27th, site plan for March 11th, plan commission for March 11th, RDA for March 13th, Board of Health from March 13th, and Park Rec and Forestry from March 18th. Comments from anyone on those? All right, then, let's move to communications and recommendations. This evening, we do have an update from Watertown Family Connections. So I'll invite Ms. Curtis up to the microphone. Sure.
So tonight, you guys are going to give us a proclamation, so...
I will, yes.
Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that first, and to thank you guys. Put my glasses on. So it is with immense pride and profound gratitude that we stand before you today to accept this proclamation. For 30 years, Watertown Family Connections has been a beacon of hope and support for families in our community. From our humble beginnings to the thriving hub we are today, our journey has been one of passion, dedication, and unwavering commitment to the families we serve. We extend our heartfelt thanks to the City of Watertown, our dedicated staff, volunteers, the countless partners and funders who have joined us in weaving a tapestry of support that uplifts families that walk through our doors every day. This proclamation is not just an honor, it is a testament to the collective belief that when families are strong, communities flourish. As we look to the future, we are invigorated by the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. We pledge to continue our mission with the same zeal and to ensure our services remain a cornerstone for family empowerment for many years to come. Thank you for believing in our cause, for supporting our vision, and for standing with us as we celebrate this milestone. Here's to 30 years of service and to many more we aspire to provide. Together, we will continue to make a difference, one family at a time. And I also want to address that April is Family Strengthening Month, and there's also going to be a proclamation on that. And I just wanted to say thank you for acknowledging that. I think it's the first time that it's been done. I'll be at Watertown Family Connections 19 years in June, so we've never done this before. So we appreciate you for acknowledging that, and acknowledging the families in our community, and your commitment to nurturing an environment where families can thrive. And I think over the last few years, Watertown has really shown how they want to improve Watertown. I've been here 21 years, and it's just amazing what you've accomplished and done. So I just wanted to say thank you to the city for being a pillar of strength and for fostering a community that values the well-being and prosperity of all of its members, especially our youngest ones. Your recognition of importance of family strengthening not only honors our shared mission, but also reinforces the bonds that make Watertown a remarkable place to call home. And in front of you, you all have a little packet that I've given you. It has information about Watertown Family Connections. And I just want to share with you, it has information in there, our parenting ed, just who we are, what we're doing. But it's important for you to have and to look at. Most of it's bilingual. We now have on our staff a bilingual parent educator. And I also want to point out that every program that we offer at Watertown Family Connections is evidence-based. It isn't just something thrown together. It's planned, it's put together, it's a reason, there's a purpose. We've incorporated the 5 strengths. You'll see that. You have the little gummy bears, which are also known as the protective factors, into everything that we do and every interaction with our families, whether we're assessing them, whether we're working with them with a play group or a parent ed, or just talking to them. It's embedded in what we do and what our staff does. I also want to note that on this journey that we've had in the last couple of years, we moved from the YMCA to the library. Hasn't been easy, but it's been one of the best things that we've ever done for our organization. And I think to show the community and other organizations that, yes, you can collaborate, and yes, you can work together, and you don't have to compete against one another, but you can have complementary programs. And our dynamic relationship that we have with the Watertown Library is showing that, and we're showing that through our numbers. We are increasing our numbers. Our Hispanic Latino families have increased 10%. That's the highest we've ever had. Before, it's just been like not even 1%. So we're very happy to see that. And we're also happy that we're able to give numbers to the library to show how many families are coming through, what their demographics are, because those are questions that they can't ask, so we're able to do that. Another thing that we're working on, besides our parent ed, besides our playgroups, is bringing organizations and nonprofits together, because we know in order to strengthen families, we can't do it by ourselves. That was just said at the invocation, that we need to work together. I call it putting all our oars in the water and rowing in the same direction. So we've been working with different nonprofits, bringing them together with our coordinated care meetings, giving them an opportunity to highlight what they're doing, what programs they're doing, and then also what collaborations and how can we work together. We also started doing this because we were hearing from families that were going to different organizations that when they got there, they weren't treated nicely, or so the idea was like, how can we help these organizations strengthen their organizations and work with families and look at people in a different way. And when I talk about the protective factors, we look at families with strength-based lens versus a deficit-based lens, and that's what we want the other organizations to do. So we're working with them and training them in our protective factors training framework that we offer, which is all of our programs are free. So we've had a number of child cares and organizations train this last January. And then also, I just want to give a shout out to our Mayor McFarland. Last fall, you were visiting the library with the health department. We had some new moms there that didn't speak English, so we had a translator. Emily would speak, we would translate. Stephanie would speak, we would translate. So we went back and forth, back and forth. And Emily said at the end, she goes, wouldn't it be nice if you just had like a little microphone or something like the UN that you could just wear and that just translates? She did say
I
that.
did
You
say that.
say that.
Yeah, I did say that.
And she left. And I thought, oh, that's actually a really good idea. And it was about that time that Nora, right here, is coming on board. And I looked into it, and I found some headsets, and I found a microphone, and how can we incorporate into this? And I was thinking we were going to do separate Spanish playgroups, and we were going to do separate parent ed playgroups. And Nora said, no, Stephanie, you talk about community and how we work together. How can we bring everybody together? So we use these, the headsets and the microphone, and we immerse the families into our parent ed. So everybody's in the same room. There's no separate Spanish. There's no separate English. We're all together. Our materials are bilingual. We do that with our trainings. We do that with our playgroups. We just do that in general. So we're very excited that we're able to offer that and show other organizations that it is possible. You don't have to have separate, and you can do. And you don't have to create anything new. You can just make your programs better. And another thing that I wanted to add too is that we do community showers. It's kind of on the down low. We've facilitated and coordinated 3 community baby showers in 2023. We're going to do 3 more in 2024. We work with Dodge County, Jefferson County, and Watertown Public Health Departments. They identify moms who are at risk and are at need, and we put together and we raise some money and get these baby showers. So last year we did over 40 moms, and this year we'll probably do about 50. So we're very excited about that, and that's just something, just a little something we did, tried it, ooh, we like it, so we just continue to do it. And again, it shows a dynamic collaboration and partnership and how you can think outside the box. So that's where we're at. As you can see, for any of you who've known about Watertown Family Center to now we're Watertown Family Connections, we've truly grown over the last 30 years. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Anyone have any questions or comments for Ms. Curtis?
What can we as a city or other groups do to support you or to help you?
I think as far as there's the way that we could support is just working together. How can we not duplicate services and just find ways that we can work together? So that's just really how we're looking at it. As far as funding, you know, if you want to become a funder, that would be great. But we do write grants. We are looking at a donor sustainability program. But it's just the idea of how can we work together and lead this community. You know, we find strength, and when strengthening families, we find that in not only in the families, but in friendships and in community. So it's just basically how can we create. So I see the city, you're going in the right direction, creating those places like the town square, the library, different things where people can come together and have those social connections, because we know social connections and actually knowing where to find help too, you know, having those places where you can go to find help, but actually just working with families and all that and supporting them. And again, my biggest thing is investing in our youngest citizens, so it's early childhood education, realizing how important it is. It isn't just play. These kids need to learn. You can't just wait for them to go to kindergarten and expect it's all going to happen. They have to have these building blocks, and the families have to have the building blocks. And we need to build these families up. All families have strengths. They might just be different strengths. Did I answer your question?
You've done good.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Well, I'll just speak. Oh, was someone else there? Go ahead, Mr. Lemke.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's always right when I start. Then I feel so rude that I missed you, but
I'm very quiet sometimes.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you again. And one of the things that you highlighted here that we've been hoping for years was basically the breakdown of barriers to bring people in the building and essentially use those facilities. It's there are still a lot of people who have not set foot in the Envision Library, and I'm really happy to hear about all the outreach that you're doing, especially to the groups that really would benefit from the services that are provided there.
I can say this about the library: since September, 45 new library cards. We make sure that when we are working with a family, the first thing after we talk to them, they get a library card. Their children are signed up for 1,000 books before kindergarten, so that we do that, and then there's also a tour. And these aren't just the Hispanic and Latino families, it's also other families too. So they're all doing it, but we keep track of that so that we have those numbers. And then also I just wanted to highlight, Peg Chekai and I will be doing a presentation at the Wisconsin Association of Public Libraries, also known as WAPL, in May, on a presentation on our relationship and our partnership and how we're working on strengthening families. So we're really excited about sharing that with other libraries of what we could do. And just an FYI, we are the only family resource center in the United States that isn't a library. So there's no other relationship like this that's we've forged it. So
Yeah.
we're very happy
We
with
like
that.
leading at the frontier
Yeah, there
around
you go.
here. I'm just so grateful to have your organization in our community. There's so much research that supports the value of investing in families, especially in those early years of life. And we couldn't do it without 3 decades of the willingness to carry the ball in a lot of ways where the rest of us weren't quite ready to come along. And you've just been an excellent partner, and so has Watertown Family Connection. So just really grateful to have you. Easiest proclamation I've probably ever done. So thank you for all the work that you've done and your team has done for our community.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
Thank you. All right. Our next item is the Fire Department Monthly Report. I have had our BCs who are serving in deputy chief roles in a lot of extra meetings, and so I told them they didn't have to come to this one because he wasn't working today. So if you all have any questions, I'm happy to take them and make sure that you get answers. But I just wanted to be mindful of their extra time. I'm already asking. Okay, if anything comes up, please let me know, and we'll have one of our BCs respond. The next item in your packets, although I'd like to say we timed it, we didn't. But it's the Watertown Department of Public Health Annual Report. It goes very nicely with the presentation we just heard. I have asked Carol just to answer any questions that you all may have about the report. So does anyone have any questions for Carol or comments for Carol? I think it's really excellent the way that it was broken out so you can see each of the 10 focus areas and the work that aligns. I think the health department is one of those areas people don't realize the vastness of the work that they do to keep us safe and healthy in many areas of the community. So, excellent work as always. Let's move to new business. The first is to review and take action on the appointment of election inspectors for terms ending in December of 2025. Is there a motion on this one? Motion by Mr. Board, second by Mr. Wetzel. Questions or comments? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, we are at that point in our agenda where we are going to go into closed session, so don't go yet. I just want to, again, kind of lay the groundwork. So if you're attending remotely, the screen will be, there will be no camera and there will be no sound, but I can assure you we will be back. So just hang tight there. And then for those of you in the room, as soon as we take the vote, we'll just ask you to step in the hallway and then we'll rejoin for the rest of the meeting. So with that, I would look for a motion to go to closed session pursuant to Wisconsin Statute 19.85, Paren E. This is for deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public property, the investing of public funds, or conducting of other specified business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. This pertains to the potential sale of public property at 315 Mary Street. Is there a motion to go to closed? Motion by Mr. Wetzel, second by Mr. Schmid. Megan, would you please take the roll?
Wetzel? Moldenhauer?
Aye.
Davis? Lampy?
Aye.
Board? Bartz? Schmid? Motion passed 7-0.
All right, very good. If you all would, Carol, do you mind grabbing the door? Mr. Moldenhauer, I will give you a ring from my
Okay.
phone. So I'm going to turn this off. And then Mason is joining on Stevens. Steven, can I switch over to you? Is it okay? And I think what I'll do is just put my phone by, well, we'll see where. All right, we are back in open session. The next item on our agenda is to review and take action on the approval of potential sale of city-owned land at 315 Mary Street as part of a development agreement. Is there a motion? Ms. Davis?
I'll make that motion to approve the potential sale of city-owned land at 315 Mary Street as part of a development agreement.
Thank you. Motion by Davis, second by Mr. Lampy. Any comments or questions from anyone? Why don't you take the roll?
Davis?
Aye.
Lampy?
Aye.
Ward? Bartz? Schmidt? Wetzel? Moldenhauer?
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0.
Thank you. Next is miscellaneous business. All that is here is the payroll summary for March 6th to 19th. Questions or comments on that? Let's move to ordinances then. The first is ordinance 24-10. This is to amend Chapter 428 Public Events, Article 2, Special Event License, Sections 428-8C, Pren 1, 428-8C, Pren 1, Pren E, Pren 1, 428-8D, and 428-8E. This is the outdoor open container entertainment event permit. This is here from Ms. Davis and Public Safety and Welfare on the second reading. Ms. Davis.
I'll move for ordinance 24-10.
Thank you, ma'am. Motion by Davis, second by Mr. Board. Questions or comments from anyone? Megan.
Davis?
Aye.
Lampy? Ward? Bartz? Schmidt? Wetzel? Moldenhauer?
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0.
Thank you. Next is ordinance 24-11. This is to amend Chapter 228, Article 1, and 228-1, 228-2 in our city code. This is here from me and the Finance Committee on the second reading. Mr. Bartz.
24-11.
Motion by Mr. Bartz, second by Mr. Wetzel. Comments or questions from anyone on this one? Megan.
Bartz? Schmidt? Wetzel? Moldenhauer?
Aye.
Davis?
Aye.
Lampy? Ward?
Aye.
Motion passed 6-1.
Thank you. And then last is ordinance 24-12. This is to amend Chapter 550 through the removal and addition of language to sections 550-25F, Pren 1, A2, 550-25F, Pren 2B, 550-25F, Pren 2C, 550-32C, Pren 2, 550-33C, Pren 2, 550-15, and 550-126A. That's here for me and the Plan Commission on the first reading. Just all those. I can't do this one. Mr. Lempe.
I move to approve ordinance 24-12.
Thank you. Motion by Lampe, second by Bartz. So as you've heard us say before, this is just, and Mr. Zerbis is here as well, this is just us working to condense the zoning code changes, he's remote, into one ordinance. So if you have any questions on any of these in particular, Brian can certainly answer that. Yes?
In regards to the change
Sure.
of exceptions, what's that mean?
Brian, would you like to answer or explain how you would understand gross density?
Gross density applies to a new development on formerly unplatted land, and that's when the density would be applied. So the gross density would be 8 units per acre. Currently, a duplex or a two-family would be 6, but in the case of a twin home, you'd want 8 to match the minimum lot width of 85 feet, which is the same as a single-family home. So you could put 2 twin homes in the same space as a single-family home.
So this only applies to new construction then?
Sorry, I can't
Does
quite
that
hear.
only apply to new construction?
The density standards only apply to new construction in a formerly unplatted piece of land. Something that's already part of a plat, density standards don't apply. They've already been applied when the area was platted.
Very
So,
good.
forgive me for not knowing, but Brian, how do you define twin homes?
Twin homes are basically a duplex with a 0 lot line between the two, and one person owns one half of the duplex and the other owns the other, and they each have their own parcel of land under each half of the duplex.
Is it affected by on-site construction versus manufactured construction?
No, that has nothing to do with it. Really comes down to is people right now, if you want to put a duplex up, you have to have an 85-foot wide lot. And a lot of people eventually want to split that into 2 twin homes, but the way the ordinance is currently written, they cannot do that. They have to have 50 feet on each side, and the current ordinance requires them at a minimum to have 85 feet. So 42 and a half feet is half of 85. So it allows an existing duplex to be split into twin homes. It also allows new construction to utilize that as well.
You should be a math instructor.
Just imagine him trying to explain these to me, like, many times. I finally get it by Plan Commission normally. Yeah.
Can I get the purpose and history behind the last one, section 550-126A, relating to firewood?
Yeah. Brian, do you want to explain why we need to add street yard in on the firewood item?
Sure. On a corner lot, you essentially have 2 front yards on each street that you front on, and that confuses a lot of people because they think their front yards are front yard and they think everybody else is side yards. So this defines the street side yard, aka the other front yard, as its own entity, and then clarifies that firewood cannot be stored in that street side yard,
So it's
which is the current rule. We're just trying to make it clear for people.
we're not changing it. We're just not we're trying to not have to continue explaining to people that even though you think it's your side yard, if you're on a corner lot, it's still your front yard.
And that's where I would have a problem with it. So,
On your side yard and
Yeah.
front yard? Okay.
so
So no change in practice. We're just, we're not changing the practice by making this change. We're just trying to make it clearer for people.
well, I mean, I have issue with the fact that we have an ordinance relating to where someone can store their firewood.
Fair enough. Yep, fair enough. Others, comments or questions? Ms. Davis?
When I asked Mr. Zerbe about this, he explained that in large part that rule is there for line of sight because of traffic and not being able to see around it. So that was information that was helpful to me.
Thank you. Anybody else on this one? Megan?
Lampy. Ward.
Aye.
Bartz.
Aye.
Schmid.
No.
Wetzel. Moldenhauer.
Aye.
Davis. Motion passed 6-1.
Thank you. Let's move to resolutions. The first is Exhibit 9598. This is a resolution supporting the submittal of our STP local funding application for Boomer Street and South Road. This is here from me and the Finance Committee.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Board, second by Mr. Bartz. Maureen is on remotely if anyone has questions on this item or the next one. Is there any questions or comments? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? All right, let's go to Exhibit 9599. This is a resolution to support the targeted runoff management grant funding for the shoreline stabilization at Fannie Lewis Park. Again, from me and the Finance Committee.
I would so move.
I'll take a motion by Mr. Moldenhauer and a second by Mr. Wetzel. Mr. Wetzel, okay. Questions or comments? Yes.
I said this earlier, but very excited about this one. Fannie Lewis Park is heavily used in District 2, and I think this is a fantastic project if that can get through.
Any others? I'm like begging one of you to ask a question because Andrew couldn't be here tonight. It's his daughter's first birthday, and I was like, oh, you should have Maureen attend just in case. Someone will have a question. And then I literally said to him, watch, no one will ask a question. So thanks, Maureen. I appreciate it. Last call? All right. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? All right. We are at the point in the agenda where we have comments and suggestions from citizens present. Seeing none, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
I would so move.
Motion by Mr. Moldenhauer, second by Mr. Bartz. All in favor, please say aye.
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 We are adjourned. Remember to vote tomorrow, everybody. And if everyone would please give Megan a hand, actually all of us a hand. We're going to move the chairs up to the front, and we're moving, Megan, the tables back, right? The tables go back a little bit, everything else comes up a little bit. And I will pull up the score and give you all an update
Thank you.
Tied at halftime.
Score.
on the LSU Iowa game. Thank you. Thank you. That's wonderful news.
What is it?
Iowa's up by 6.
61.